I will attempt to explain something I don't think has ever been done before, that is the whole of strategic management in a 5-minute video. So let's see if that's possible. Firstly, what is strategic management? Well, it is the term that's used to the discipline that has replaced strategic planning in the view of major corporates and academics who are looking to the future. Strategic planning was very, very popular in the 70s and 80s, but it was recognized after a while that all strategic plans bit the dust or ended up on the shelves because they didn't work. And why didn't they work? Well, they didn't work because we don't know what the future is. Consequently, when things were different from the way in which we expected them to be, we found the strategic plans were no use to us. So strategic management deals with current issues. Now that does work, so the management of current strategic issues is what we're really about. So if that's the case, what are we trying to regard as a strategic issue? Well, it's something that relates to the overall objectives of the company or corporation. And put into academic jargon, it's an attempt to achieve SCA. Now, SCA means Sustainable Competitive Advantage. If you can achieve that, then you've got a sustainable business and you can pay the dividends and you can pay the wages. So achieving SCA is what we're about. How do we try and do that? Well, that's what strategy is about. It's about determining the how of achieving the objectives. Stage one then is looking at the external market, seeing the competitive intensity of the areas in which you're likely to be operating. And we use methods like Porter 5 Forces, which is famous in all business schools as to a way of actually assessing the possibilities of getting into particular markets. Secondly, we look at the internal market, by which I mean what are our core competencies, what are we actually good at doing, and after those two analyses, aided probably by a SWOT analysis, which is strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats, we come to a view that we should attack a particular market in a particular way that will play to our strengths. So how do we decide to do that? Well, this is when we come to the overall generic strategy aspect, which can be related again back to Professor Michael Porter, in which he would say that you must focus on either having a cheaper product or a different product. I would extend that a little bit further and say a cheaper product, yes, meaning lower priced, or a better product, meaning it achieves more value for the buyer, better, more accessible, whatever it may be, and certainly different from what's on the market. But thirdly, and Porter wouldn't agree here, I think, but thirdly, I would say it can possibly be both cheaper and better. Now, if we're able to achieve that, then we will achieve sustainable competitive advantage. Of course, at this level of generality, it's easy to talk, but actually to boil the specific strategic plan down to the how of how is it going to be better, how are we going to make it cheaper, how are we going to make it different, is the real challenge. Once we've achieved that challenge, then we have to put together an implementation plan with dates and responsibilities, and we're away and can start to do our strategic plan in reality and implement it. Well, that's a quick version of what strategic management is all about. I hope you found that helpful.